me, on my 5th birthday. There's the red ball Papa brought me, and my favorite dress. Ira, wake up. Look. Ira couldn't understand. I was there, then I was gone. It was all a dream. I was imagining things again. Ira thought I was crazy. Ira never understood the hold my dreams had on me. Happy dreams of when I used to teach school. I didn't hear Ira call that terrible day he needed my help. Ira had a stroke. Where could we go? Our daughter had no room for us. My son-in-law said I was senile. The young disliked the old. We applied for an apartment in the new housing development with medical services and golden age clubs. They wouldn't admit us, said I wasn't well and couldn't keep house for Ira. His left hand was paralyzed. Doctors with their geriatric medicine gave us years to live, but couldn't guarantee us help. Our last resort, a home for the aged. We felt helpless and frightened that first day. The people looked so sick. The well-aged live in housing developments. Only the sick apply to homes today. I loved the feel of the red velvet cushions, just like the one at home. Papa loved to rest there. Papa, could it be? The same eyes, the beard, even the wrinkles on your forehead. Oh, Papa. What? Oh, it's Ira. I've done something terrible again. I better sit and wait. Ira was so bitter and ashamed, he couldn't look up when the social worker came. She had a nice smile. In her office, Ira began to talk. He felt better when she told us that we didn't have to give up our life savings to the home. They have a pay-as-you-go policy. We could leave some money to Joni, our daughter. The social worker said she'd help us decide if we really wanted to come here. Ira told her how hard he'd worked as a cap maker, how we saved our money. We never thought we'd end up here. We told her about Joni and her 2 children. Oh, Joni, why couldn't you take us? We're not so old. I could cook and wash for you. Oh, Joni. She wants us after all. Oh, it wasn't Joni. I was confused. I know I can't keep house for Ira. We decided to move in if they'd take us. They took me to the psychiatrist. I was nervous. He asked all kinds of questions. Who is the President of the United States? What day is it? What year? Did he think I was crazy, too? He didn't look like Papa. I was afraid. But he was kind. Much later, he helped me understand my dreams. Why did he write everything down? Maybe for our record? 5 specialists examined us before we were admitted. The eye doctor said I needed glasses after all these years. They figured out how to help us. They used a fancy word, rehabilitation. The social worker said Ira is bitter because he can't work. He needs to feel useful. The internist said Ira's cardiogram showed a weak heart. They prescribed a special diet. My family always had good hearts. My arteries are just getting hard, they say. Is that why I forget where I put things? The head social worker said this is normal aging. The psychiatrist studied Ira's brainwave test. It showed damage because of his stroke. The doctor said physical and occupational therapy will strengthen his left side. I know I have a good brain. Later, the psychiatrist told me I only dream of my past because I'm afraid of being old. Well, who isn't? After all our tests, they admitted us. They prescribed group therapy for me. Why did the therapist introduce me to Mrs. Chardon, who says she hates everybody? She told me that Mabel, the maid, plans to murder her. I saw her snatch food from the dining room, and I helped her stuff it into the battered trunk. Is Mabel coming? When you're old, you have so little left, you begin to hoard. Mr. Green distrusts everyone. The therapist tried to help him understand his anger. I told her he was that way when he was young. He just got worse with age. And the Benjamins married 60 years. She said he goes around with other women. She's really afraid of getting old. Miss Minor never married. She gets headaches. She became my friend in the group. And me, I don't belong here. The others need it, but I don't. I knew why the therapist brought a flower. We touched each other as we passed it. We remembered the smells of the past together. Mr. Turpin was blind. He'd been a farmer and recognized the fresh smell of beauty. I loved flowers. My mother planted flowers like this. I used to pick bunches for our home. The flowers smelled like hope. Hope. Can we hope? Each year, more of us enter homes, older and sicker. The average age of residents has risen from 61 to 83 in the last 10 years. More nurses, specialists came. The eye doctor examined Ira's cataract last week. A team of doctors try to keep body and soul together. Foot doctors, dentists, specialists in each field are on daily call. Reassurance and prayer gives us hope. The home is not only a hospital, it must remain a place to live. We cling to doctors like life preservers. Mrs. Klaus wants reassurance. She can't sleep nights, so doctors prescribe new tranquilizers, drug therapy. Geriatric nurses understand that each hour Mrs. Klaus needs them. Our special problems stimulate a search for new facilities by the board members to broaden medical services. Board of directors make plans to expand, to fit physical structure to human need. Add a new wing for the disturbed called special services. Provide simple access from dining room to bedroom. Build a breezeway. Help us remember where to go. A bath for each room specially built for wheelchair residents. Make rooms cheerful, homey. I pick flowers for our room. Have bright curtains where Mrs. Sims can crochet. She won't leave her room, so work is brought to her by the occupational therapist. Sometimes I see her knitting without a needle. A bright new wing. An exciting day when the visiting librarian brings favorite books. Another rehabilitation therapy. Exercises for mind and eye means less deterioration. Mr. Turpin learns Braille at 78. We read and talk over books we read last week with the volunteer discussion leader. A former teacher brims with excitement. I love music therapy. And then that wonderful day when our social worker brought Joni and her children. There she is. Oh, I was so proud. Our grandchildren are beautiful. Everyone looked at Ira and me. Joni took the time to come. The beginning of this new life was hard for Ira. In spite of all the therapy, everything they tried to do, Ira spent long hours in the chapel of the home, thinking over his past. Thinking, what can I do? What can I still make of my life? And then that day, Ira made up his mind. He would try so hard to revitalize his paralyzed hand, to make a new life. From that moment on, his day began with excitement. First, Ira met his friend Jack. Jack Gold was a daycare resident, picked up every morning by the station wagon and taken home at night. He needed the stimulation of the home, but was able to live in the community, using the home for his daily activities. In the sheltered workshop, residents earned money again. Jack's job for the day was counting and threading tags for local factories. Last month, Jack earned $20. He didn't have to depend on his children or aid for the aged for pocket money. He earned it. Each resident has something to look forward to, has work each day. The boys take their 10 o'clock coffee break at the home store. operated by a resident who used to be a pharmacist. Here Ira spends his happiest hours, working as he did for 56 years. We've been in the home a year now. Last week, Ira brought his own equipment and opened his cap shop. This is real rehabilitation. Lunchtime. Food is very important to us. Ira is a little picky about his special diet. The dietitian understands. When you get old, the few pleasures you have left mean a lot. I could cook better at home, but we look forward to our meals. Ira couldn't wait to finish eating today because he wanted to finish his ceramic bowl in the occupational therapy. In the occupational therapy, medicine and creativity meet. Ira's worked on this bowl for weeks, manipulating his good hand, keeping muscles strong. Occupational therapy is different from the workshop. In the workshop, people make money working for local industry. Mrs. Woods weaves, stretching higher each day to strengthen her neck muscles. Deteriorated muscles improve. Each activity is geared to the particular physical need of the resident. I saw the physiatrist and the occupational therapist prescribing treatment. And I realize how lucky I am to be able to walk. There I am. I love to knit and chat with my friends the while. I feel useful again. Most important, I have something to do with my day. We're so proud when the community, the Ladies Auxiliary, the board of directors, and people from the street come to buy what we've made. We enjoy contact with the Ladies Auxiliary. They seem like our daughters. And that beautiful day they drove us to the farm on one of our weekly picnics. The air was cool. The trees and flowers were beautiful. Ira used to live in the country. We played games and had a wonderful time. I became important in the social club. We residents planned our own affairs with our elected officers and the group worker. We planned for our future. This is the Resident of the Year party. Mrs. Aiken won the honor. At 97, with her leg amputated, she didn't quit. The president of the board told how she still works each day in the linen room, sorting laundry and sewing. She gave us courage. She'll wear that pin with pride. Ira and I thought it was wonderful. The board understands. We need useful work, not a hospital atmosphere, to keep going. And the dancing. Ira and I used to win prizes dancing. There are our friends, the Benjamins. They look good. Fancy footwork for aged feet. I was out of breath, but I felt young and beautiful. But our hearts are old. The staff learns each week during the training session what happens to aged hearts, blood vessels, and the body. I peeked in one day. The chief physician explained how age affects the heart. I could tell them more. A registered nurse gives geriatric nursing courses to acquaint the aged with our special problems. She carefully teaches the special medical techniques important in our care. The physical therapist knows that Iris hydrotherapy gives life to his paralyzed hand. My chemotherapy relaxes me, circulates my blood. I'm glad the staff never looks down on us and our ailments. They respect us for our years of life. We'll love this hour together. Here we talk over our busy years in the home. Oh, I forgot. I have an appointment at the beauty parlor. Each day, a beautician and a barber come to the home. When I go, Ira always approves or disapproves. Today, he likes it. Ira, remember how I used to imagine I saw my father? It took the psychiatrist almost a year to tell me I was afraid of the present. It's been a big change for us, meeting new people, give and take, like in a family. Remember how I thought everybody looked old and sick, that we didn't belong here? Oh, we've made friends. A wonderful staff taught us that even in a home for the aged, life can still mean living.